Hello, everybody. How are you all doing this morning? Oh, I'm going to try to give it a little bit of time to get in here. 2 minute mark, you know. Happy Monday. Happy Ancestor Monday. Well, we do these ancestor prayers, give a little discussion about them. Y'all know how it go. Tired? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, when the Baron have his night, man. When I say when the Baron has his night, I am sore all over. My neck hurt, lower back hurt, muscles hurt, the nuts hurt. The Baron don't play, boy. Y'all think it's a game. Thank you, Queen Beijing. Yeah, the Baron went all out, boy. Listen, when I say I got up after he got through working me, I got up and took a piss. It was the longest piss I ever took in my life. I was hell, I was able to count the holes on the ceiling tile. Oh boy, but hey, I survived. I'm in pain. I survived. I'm gonna use that little magic wand thing that you put on your neck and it boom, 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 and it vibrate and shit. I'm gonna hit myself with that thing today to get right. But ah, everybody, I made it through. Cause y'all know on Halloween, that's 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 when the Baron get to do his thing. He could anything goes. He just can't drive my car. I don't need him out there on that road. I don't know if spirits can drive. Hell, I don't know. But yeah, oh boy, it's right here too. It's like a heavy goddamn weight. And but I'm here, y'all. Enough about that. How are you guys doing this morning? Miss Keaton, what's going on? Hey Rico, I got your message too. Yeah, that they did create another fake page for Black Witch. I think it's like 7 of them floating out there, and we keep reporting them. Midnight Wolf Tarot. I like that. Midnight Wolf. Like a song. Maybe a song. I'm gonna Google that. So everybody, we in this thing. Liz is fuzzy key. So now, this morning, this ancestor prayer is gonna be a little bit different. To the Baron Legion, our sister. Uh, so hey, Miss Colette. So this here ancestor prayer is gonna be a little different. Uh, I'm not. It's still gonna be in the same thing, but this one here is gonna be a little different, and we're gonna talk about a pretty controversial topic when it comes to this particular energy of our ancestors, and we gonna it's gonna further, but some of those elements will come into our day-to-day activities. So I'm just gonna come out and say, so I want to talk to you guys, and I want to pray for those ancestors that was taken from us via violence. And I'm being real tactful with my words because I looked at the YouTube algorithm, and you can't say the M word. You can say unalived. You can hint around to the illusion of it. But I wanna talk about them. And the reason why I want to talk about them, because I'm very transparent. Everybody, I don't. My life can be an open book. I don't care what you do with the information, just as long as you know that you got it and that I was real for what I do here. So when I'm talking about those of our loved ones that was taken from us through violence, through trauma, through just intentional, not unintentional, intentional hurt, through intentional bullshit, those the ones we need to do for. Now, your minister, you got your family members. They'll say, "Oh, we pray for their soul." All of that shit there, and it's cliche and top level at best. But I think we need to go a little deeper into that, because these are the ancestors that has the most pain. If they got the most pain and the most emotion tied to their demise, these are the ancestors that's more willing to assist us, if you understand what I'm saying. Now let me repeat that. Those ancestors who was taken from us in a violent way, um, unalived, so to say, these ancestors have more pain and hurt and suffering than anybody. Me personally, in my life, I've lost about, in my life, I lost about 5 people due to that. Granted, it was, granted it because of how I grew up and what I was doing back in the day when I was a youth and what my family stood for back in those days. But at the same time, everybody is somebody's child. And to take them from that particular individual is wrong in every sense of the word, because you should not be judge, jury, and executioner on no level. So I just want to say a good prayer for them. Let them know that we are here, we support them, we understand. Look at her, Miss Ellen. She just say her nephew was just this. You see, God don't make no mistakes. Spirit don't make no mistakes. Anybody in a good little while, but some of you guys have, and they can be our sons, nephews, mothers, fathers. But outside of that, nobody's praying for them. Nobody's praying for them in the afterlife. Now we go to their repast and we go to the funeral, the repast, and we go to church. And again, the preacher, some family members, you probably have somebody do a song that they like, that probably the person didn't even think was relevant in their life, but you get somebody up on a Christian hymn, da 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 da, anchor in the rock or some shit, and then that's the end of it. But the person that was really close to those individuals are left to grieve, to pick up the pieces and to go through that pain. But let's stop, tribe, and listen to me good. Let's stop allowing one of us to go through this shit alone. Let's stop sitting up here saying, okay, that was her nephew, that was his sister, that was her uncle. Let's stop that shit. And I've made it my mission. If I know and I see you, I'm gonna make it my mission to address you, to give you a hug, and we say a quick 2-3 second prayer for that person who was unalived in a traumatic way. Not the people who just died natural causes. That's a whole nother different type of energy. But we got to talk about this trauma, the trauma of our ancestors. Now, I'm finna get into it now. That neck sore, that body still tired, and my mind is still draining. But guess what? I'm waking the hell up, y'all. When we talk about the people who have trauma, the ancestors who have trauma, and who was unalived, traumatically taken away from us due to somebody else's bullshit mentality, or even if they deserved it, they still didn't deserve to be unalive. Whoop their ass, beat them up, cripple them if you got to. Hey, I'm a realist. I understand. Payback is a bitch. But to unalive somebody, I just feel it's wrong. Now, it's my mission to address those at this point in the game. And let me tell you why. 90% of our mentality, our brain, when we think about ancestors, we cap them at 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 2000s. We don't go back no more than 300-400 years because this is the shit that we was taught. Slavery. That's it. Every last fucking ancestor was a slave here in America. We don't go back like they do in Africa, Ethiopia. We don't take it all the way back there. We stick it right here in the States on this bloody ass soil. And those are the ancestors we're praying for. When there's multiple trillions, billions of ancestors we can be praying to that was traumatically unalived. Do y'all hear me try? Am I making sense? Because I don't want to pray this thing if I'm not making sense to you. Our ancestors did not start in America. Our ancestry didn't start in America. Hell, our ancestor didn't start in the Bahamas, the Caribbean. Our ancestors didn't start in Alaska. Our ancestry started at the cradle of civilization. It started right there. And throughout these millions and millions of years, that humanoids, and I'm finna get scientific on your ass, that humanoids have had a soul, that had a conscience, that learned how to bury their dead, do ceremonies throughout all this time. The only thing the history books can fucking think about is for the last 400 years. And we're calling those ancestors that we can rationalize in our mind just from the last 400 years. Now, why is that so important to this prayer right here, this moment? Because those ancestors from the last 400 years was the one that was fucking taken advantage of in a sexual nature, men and women, by men and women. Those are the ones that was made to work in the fields till their hands goddamn fell off, quotas and shit, slavery. Those are the ones that was sold and ripped away from their family, traumatic. Those are the ones that was hanged, cannibalized even, brutally assaulted and murdered. I said it one time. YouTube ain't gonna block me or ban me. But you understand where I'm coming from with this. So with all the thing we could think about is the last 400 years, let's talk about those ancestors of ours that was unalived, that was traumatically taken from their family, our family, through violence. And let's give them some energy. But I'm going to take it back a little bit further to Africa. I'm going to take it back a little bit further to Barbados. I'm going to take it back a little bit further, all the way to the cradle of life. Hell, because this is a cycle that never ends. There's always gonna be someone out there to unalive somebody else due to their jealousy, due to their envy, due to their ignorance, due to their just not being able to control their emotion, to due to them allowing that 12th house to run roughshod in their whole goddamn chart. So I think those individuals need to be prayed for. I think those individuals need to have a little bit of help and salvation. Not the cliche, oh, I wish they was here. We wish every last single loved one was here. We're talking about those who met their fate at a brutal point. I don't care was it from the end of a rifle, the edge of a knife, the throwing off a building, the drowning, the domestic violence. Come on now. The hangings. Now, to show you just how much I believe in what I do, I love to be transparent with you guys. I'll give you two stories. This is how the Baron grew up, y'all. So, 14 years old, 14-year-old Baron, hanging out, chilling, and I talked about this relationship. This is the one thing that my grandmama regretted doing to her daughter. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm transparent as fuck. So my auntie Poochie, her real name was Shalene. My auntie Poochie. Person, and I know everybody say that, but when I say she was a very loving person, she would give you the shirt off her back, but she would not fuck off. She will cut you. She will cut you, she will shoot you, and she will wallow your ass out at the age of 55, 60 years old because she was still that vibrant. And the one night, my grandmama refused to let her come to the house and stay the night to lay down because she was tired of being in the street. My grandma cursed her out and sent her back into the world. So she went and did what she normally would do. She went and sat under the tree 2 day in the morning with all the drunkards and people who was downtown area chilling. That's what they do. They sit up under the tree, congregate all night long, have somebody have a little radio out there, and they just share liquor and drinking beer. Well, my grandma didn't allow her to come in the house that night because her and my grandma had a very angry, strained relationship. She was the oldest girl. So she goes back out there, and this this nutcase, and I want to say names, but this story was so prevalent from where I'm from that you say names, you can research every last person involved. So I'm not gonna say names, but she goes back out there to sit under the tree, relax and chill, and she drank it. It's like 2, 3 in the morning. She's upset. God knows what's going through her mind, but she's still around there making everybody happy. So it's about 3 people left under the tree from what the detectives was telling us. And these 3 people drove past. Uh, one of their name was Raymond. I'll give you their name because he was the trigger man. So they drive by and they did a shooting. They did a drive-by shooting. 3 of them. One had a 22. The other one had a 9 millimeter, and Raymond he had a AK-47. The old ones, the good ones, believe it or not no stamp metal. And if you're a gun enthusiast, you'll understand what I'm saying. Not stamp metal. This was single bore, and they shot up these drunkards under the tree. We don't know why. They just felt the need to open fire in that general direction. Nobody was hit but my auntie Poochie. AK-47. If you guys don't understand gunplay, it's a real big thing. The AK-47 entered her heart, left a hole this big, but when it came out, the hole was about this big. It to all this, all the way through, dropped instantly. Nobody else was shot. They say over 90 bullets was fired in a concentrated space. The guy went to jail, right? They caught him, convicted him, everything. Now, my cousin Jermaine, he's a real fucking shit kicker. I mean, when I say that boy has done damage to people, I think him and cancer got the same kill rate. God forgive me. But that was his mother. He lost all humanity, after that. Well, everybody was afraid that he was going to come after those people. So those guys turned themselves in. That's just how much of a maniac he is. Those guys turned themselves in. They did some time in prison. A long time. I think last time I heard about them getting out, I was like 22, 23. Here's how karma works. And y'all listen to me good. Raymond, his sister, now, again, I'm not gonna say street names because then you guys could pinpoint this. And his sister was coming from the club 2, 3 in the morning. 2, 3 in the morning. I'm gonna say allegedly because it makes it more credible. I could give you more details. So allegedly, His sister was coming from the club, and allegedly, my auntie's son get into a shootout at the gas station. Get this, straight bullet from his gun, allegedly, shot and entered her car, striking her, killing her dead. Total accident, coincidental, right? You see how that worked? Retribution got to be paid. He talked about it later on. They have forensic files. He understood what type of weapon he had, I'm assuming, allegedly. But that's how that shit worked. And that was my life growing up, y'all. That was a Baron's life. Second one. And I love Auntie Poochie, and traumatic as that was. Second incident that happened in my family. Unalived situation. My favorite uncle, loved him, took care of me, put me on his shoulders. I mean, rode me around town on his bike. That was my uncle, y'all. He come home and he finds his fiance, just like in the movies. I can't make this shit up. He finds his fiance screwing his best friend. His best friend runs out the house. He loses control and he ends his fiance with the screwdriver. He goes to prison. I'm 13, 14, I'm 13. Yeah, I'm in middle school now. I have to be about 13, 14, 15, one of those two. He goes to prison, so he gets snatched out of my life, y'all. So now the Baron is left alone with nobody to really love me because, I had an strained relationship with my parent. He unalived that woman out of anger, jealousy. Find out, here's the traumatic part about it, good people, and I'm transparent as fuck. She was carrying his baby, his one and only child, because he never thought he could make a baby. Screwdriver. Drove him crazy. He lost it. No sense. As far as I'm concerned, nobody ever prayed for that woman's soul. Nobody ever gave her any credence other than her family. And the only thing they did was a possible cliche ass funeral with the preacher talking some words who probably didn't even know her. Those are the people I'm talking about that needs our energy this morning, that needs our salvation, that needs our help. I got an email from somebody who listened to these ancestor prayers. And they say, if you have a relative that's dead, you should not give them energy because they have their own karmic debt to pay. We all do. And we all fall. And we all ask God to get us out of that situation. We all look into the next man to help us, to get us up. Just give us, just let me lean on you until I catch my breath. And if, I don't know why this thing keep acting up like this, y'all. I guess I'm talking too much and I'm saying too much good stuff. Good people, I was told this is bad when it comes to ancestor prayer, ancestor worship, ancestor anything, to allow those ancestors that has been passed on to deal with their shit and to fight their constant battle. To me, I don't think the individual is wrong for saying what they're saying. It's just some shit I'm not just gonna adhere to because I know what my soul and what my Baron told me I need to start praying for and the message I need to get out to you guys because this is the most important thing that we're gonna face. We don't need a God right now. We don't need a deity right now. What we need is our energy from our ancestors who can instinctively teach us what we need to know. Now back to this. when those people was unalived in my life, it left a void. Who gonna love me? Who gonna give me candy? Who gonna watch the movie Roots with me? Who gonna do good stuff with me, for me? Who gonna guide me? Because it all was a karmic cycle that mashed up and everybody got fucked up in the process. Now, when somebody come and abruptly takes somebody from us, you, me, it hurts. It hurts because that person doesn't know the void they're leaving in our lives, no matter how minute. Even if you was related to this person by surname alone, it's still my fucking DNA. It's still my relative. It's still a piece of my totality that you took away from me, that they took away from you. We need to give those people some praise, thanks, and honors. And you right, it hurt like hell. Hurt like fucking hell. I'm not gonna sit up here and beat a dead horse or a dead donkey with a stick. Me personally, I want to shove a metal rod up his ass and set it on fire. That'll get his ass to moving. Everybody, this is very controversial. I get it. These morning ancestor prayers, it's unusual, and it rivals the teachings of those who have staked their whole career on talking about this. But if your ass can't take it all the way back, 100 years, 100,000 years, or further, 5,000 years even, let's just give them. If y'all can't take it back to the motherland, then what the fuck are you talking about? Because ancestry didn't start in America. But a lot of us, a lot of our people was unalived traumatically in America on this soil here. And let's pray for them. Now we sit up there and we'll ask them. And I just, and listen to me good people, and trust me, I'm not knocking anybody's shit, but I'm knocking all their shit. You get me? Why are we going to ask? Why would we ask? The person who was brutally taken from this world, who was unalived from us. Why is it important that we give that person, those entities, energy? Because those individuals, and listen to me good here, those individuals still had a purpose, a plan. Those individuals still had a goal that they wanted to do. Those people, their energy still linger around us, and they are waiting for somebody to live out their life through, just to see their ideology, their mission come to fruition. But you say, no, 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 no. Their ancestors, let them be. Just pray for them. Give them a little ancestor money. Give them a rolls of coffee, some shit every day, and just yum yum cool to them. No, fuck that. No, no, no. Even if I don't know your name, I'm going off of the experience you had in life. You got me here. Now y'all getting it. Y'all getting how these ancestor prayers working. We don't know everything, and we don't know everybody in our lineage. Only thing we can truly understand, that in our lives, in everybody's lives, lifetimes, that there's people out there that will unalive people. There's people out there that's gonna traumatically take people from us to satisfy their own selfish ass needs. So we can't pray for one individual. We need to pray for every last single one that was done like that. And again, guess what that do? That talks about the totality of a man. That talks about every aspect of that person that's no longer here. And if you see how these ancestor prayers are working, we're talking about all of their traits, all of their mentalities, all of their good, all of their bad. We're not talking about the Smiths, the Browns, the Johnson. We're not talking about that. That's labels. We're talking about the shit that they did in everyday life that made them who they are, that taught them how to move, walk, talk, stand, dance, and pray. We talk about the totality of the ancestor, and when so many people start doing this, I'm telling you, we will not be so ignorant to how to utilize our ancestors. I tell you every time in all these things, I'd rather have a whole ancestor to me next to me fighting my battle than a fraction of a god. That's a message. It's blasphemy to some, but I'd rather have a whole goddamn ancestor next to me, a whole spiritual being who can walk, talk, and move in places I can't, than a God I need to sit up here and beg and pray. Could you, will you help me? Oh Lord, help me. Keep singing that old Negro spiritual. Yeah, it's gotta sit up there and be just where they were. Singing, working, toiling, suffering. I don't plan to suffer no shit. I'm not gonna suffer one goddamn bit because I know the plan. I know the mission. The My Baron told me to get everybody to understand the totality of their ancestors. If we can understand the totality of your ancestors, God damn it, we can understand what came before us. And then what came before us, we'll understand how not to make the same mistake they made. They can download what they need. We all become spiritual. We all become connected. We all become psychic. Because up there in that spiritual heaven, spiritual realm, they're conversating with each person on the earth. It's just not my ancestors conversating with me or with my lineage. They're conversating with the Smiths. They're conversating with the Gorads. They're conversating with all these other people. And you guess what? They could relay a message. Hey, Smith, your grandson need to be done this right here at this time. Now you gonna get a download or a dream to protect your grandson, your nephew, your auntie. You follow me? This is where my vision of this is going. This is what he showed me when I was in that closet meditating to him. People, I'm not saying I'm the expert. I'm just being obedient. And last night, after we got off of that thing and I did my little rest up, he said, let's talk about the ones who was taken from this world in a traumatic fashion. They need prayer. They need help. I don't care if they was shitbags. I don't care if they was the goons, the goblins. I don't care if they was the hitmans. I don't care. They was taken from their family and they deserve a little prayer, a little recognition, a little thanks, a little understanding. Because something throughout their life, throughout that totality I'm trying to tell you guys and explain to you guys about, drove them to be that way. These are the hitmen. And something throughout their lives drove them to be put in that situation. These are the victims. And they had a karmic cycle that just lined up just right, which allowed one to do something to the other. But the one that was done something awful, we need to pray for them. Now, the one who did something awful, that's a whole separate prayer. But they deserve a little prayer too. But we gonna pray for the one that was taken from us without their permission. They, I, I'll, I'll share another story before I get to praying, y'all. I've heard of this song called the Negro Spiritual, the Negro National Anthem. I'm sorry, Black Negro National Anthem. And I never listened to the words of that song. You know, I was just singing in the school choir, church choirs. You know, just for something to do. It wasn't until I turned 40 years old that I had to listen to that song. And when I heard it, really heard it for the first time, I couldn't stop crying for 2 to 3 days. Every time I heard that song, if I hear it, I will tear up because the words mean something. There you go. Lift every voice and sing. This is what this here is about. treading through the blood and the slaughter. Oh my God. And nobody really, and I'm going to say, I didn't listen to those words. I was just singing to get extra credit, singing so I wouldn't get rolled up. I literally couldn't stop crying for days. And I had to force myself to listen to that song just so I could understand it and I could stop tearing up. One of the most powerful songs in history. And you think about the mindset that that brother had to put in there, that put in that song. And by the way, just as shout out, Phi Beta Sigma, baby. He was a Sigma man. But just think about the energy, the mentality, the horrors he had to relive in his mind just to get those papers down. And these kids today, they don't recognize it. They don't understand it. They wouldn't give a damn about it, most likely. But that's the prayer he was talking about. That's what he was saying. We need to forever stand. And he was talking about the totality of those who came before us. He wasn't just talking about slavery. He was talking about the totality of our ancestors. The totality, people. And this is all what I'm saying. I want you guys to get into the totality. You may have had some shitty people in your lineage. You may have had some very bad people that did very bad things. But to somebody, they was loved, cherished, respected, honored. They was somebody's child, somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's son. Hell, they was somebody's cousin. They was somebody's friend. And those who got taken away from us too soon, they don't get enough glory. They don't give enough recognition. They just get a prayer, a picture, and a rose or a flower. Oh, I miss Willie D. Damn, I miss my dog. Won't even give him a name, no goddamn mo. Now they done reduced him or her down to a bitch or a dog. Man, I miss that bitch. She was that. No, call her by her name. And if you can't call her by her name, you say I miss. She was taken from us too soon. I miss her. We understand. We get the old rest in heaven, rest in peace, and now I think it's another. I think it's a RIG, rest in glory. Say that shit. Don't put that on my obituary. If somebody take me out, say that motherfucker tried, and y'all pray for all I want to do. You got my permission. You got my permission. Let me rest. Let me rest for about 3-4 years. Then y'all start utilizing the energy, because I want to explore the cosmos. But everybody, that's what I'm talking about today. I kind of made it a little lighthearted and joked about it a little bit. Oh man, I see you. I see you, Miss Kessler. But people, these are the ones to this morning that we need to pray for. These are the ones that we need to understand. I'm gonna tell you what's going on in the news, right? And you guys might have heard of it. This one college student. Uh, she went to a college. She worked on college campus. I want to say UCF or Valencia. I may be messing it up. Young girl, family, Dominican family. They've been blasting her all over the news, and the one of the maintenance guys that worked at the building, uh, he had his way with her, and then he unalived her and dumped her in a black community in the fields. Yeah, that's her name. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to plagiarize and I don't want to insult, because that's not my lineage. But I just want you guys to know they done her dirty. Her family came from all over. It was over 600 of her family members doing visual prayers. 600. living peace souls, came to see her off. That was the most powerful thing I have ever seen. There was no fighting. There was no arguing. They came for one mission, to find that joker who did this to her, but then he took himself out. You see how that energy worked? And now only thing they could do, send her soul to heaven, and they have still been praying for her. They got a bill passed in her name and everything. That's what I'm talking about. When we start praying for the ones who was taken from us too soon, we can get shit done, and they will assist even better. That baby was 21 years old. She still had a whole life ahead of her. She still had a whole life ahead of her, and somebody took her. So why do we pray? Why should we pray for those who was taken from us? Because they still have a mission to do. They still want their mission to get done. They still have unfinished business. And if we pray for them, lend them some energy, we can finish their business to make them happy, satisfied, and secure. Their souls can subside down and they can rest. And then you think if we don't ask them for a favor, you don't think they're going to sit up there and come back with expedience and help us out, help us get over our path, help us because we help them. Come on, people. This is the totality of an ancestor. People. 5 people done got taken from my lineage during my lifetime. 5. My brother Terry. We was like we wasn't blood brothers, but he taught me how to fight. Used to defend me in elementary school. Got into the 6th grade. He turned into, what we all do as young men in that day, drug dealers. And he was called to an apartment complex. Shot him in the head 3 times. Everybody say he was the sweetest person. Only thing the detective said when they went and talked to the family was, guess what? None of them bullets was meant for him. It was meant for his homeboy who was out here doing the robbing and the murder and the bad stuff. He just went up to the door first just to get it over with. Come on, people. I miss that man. Wasn't even my blood. I miss him. Y'all got people y'all miss. I like that. Helping people cross over. Nobody ain't gonna cross over till they feel their mission done. And all of us want to cross over when we go. Let's give them something. Let's help them get their mission done so they can cross over, so they can go and be happy. And once they get out there and they bathe in that eternal light, whoo, and they come back all shining gold and glimmering with the knowledge of the cosmos and the ability to instill in us what they need to instill in us to protect us. That's a blessing and a greatness. So I'm going to pray for those people today. I hope y'all pray with me. I'm feeling good because I just brought the memory of my brother up, man. I hear that. Look at Tamiko. Tamiko say her mama gave her stuff so her girls can live. Come on now. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So y'all know how I'm gonna do. I done talked a little bit, gave y'all a little bit. Now I'm finna go ahead and do this prayer because I think after this I'm gonna go ahead and put that little massage on my ass because I am in pain, good people. The Baron had a good night last night. He drank, he smoked. I think he read a book. I don't know, man. I just see little stuff around the house. I don't even know why it's there, but I investigate when I clean up. All right, everybody, let's get into this prayer. Again, none of these prayers are rehearsed. Everything comes off the cusp. My prayer comes off the cusp as well. You guys can say your own prayer that comes to you, that's great for you. You guys call out the names of the ancestors you want in that prayer. And I mean, you guys do it. And when I get off of this thing, I have a great surprise for you guys, too. Something that I want you guys to take a look at. So, Spirit, let me pray. Let me pray. Yo, you had your day. Don't get that yawning thing. You had your day. It's my time. Oh, oh Heavenly Father, Source, Spirit, whose name we are not worthy to call, but who grace and mercy we humbly ask on a daily basis. I ask that you grant me an audience with the Baron. Oh, Baron, thank you so much for everything you've done to me, the insight, the fortune, the fortitude to be strong, and to dedicate my life purpose into healing those who are in earshot of my voice. I thank you so much. But I ask that you grant me an audience with the ancestors so that I may be able to speak to them, hear them, and understand them so that they may be able to hear all of us, all of their prayers. And this is the ancestors that have been taken from our lives traumatically. I mean, with intention. These are the ancestors that have been unalived. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to that energy. Please grant me an audience. So Motive B. My ancestors, I want to thank you guys for existing first and foremost. I want to thank you guys for blessing the world with your presence while you was here. I want to thank you all for just loving life, loving what you've done at the time. And I want to say it doesn't matter what situation you was in, what mindset you was in, what mentality or issues you were going through that put you in that situation for somebody to take you away. I want you to know you are loved, you are respected, and you are cherished in so many avenues. But even if we don't, I ask that you allow us to assist you in some way to get your life purpose done. Work your magic, your ability, your skill through us, through the lineage, so that you may be able to rest in peace, cross over and live and enjoy to be and be welcome into that light where you get bathed and warm and get accepted. No more you having to reside in the place where you was taken from this earth in pain and in sorrow and limbo. I give you permission to live out your purpose, to try to search for those who can help you. I give you permission to utilize a portion, not all, just a fragment of my energy to seek out what you need to seek out. May your dreams come true, your purpose come true. That which was taken from you, may it be revealed and seen to you and understood. And then you give somebody the blueprint from your lineage that they may live on and make your dream come true. This is a small thing I can do for you, for somebody who maintained my bloodline, my lineage, my clan, my tribe. And I'm not talking to the ones from the 2000, the 20th century, the 21st century. I'm talking about all the way back throughout time where you was a prisoner of war and somebody just did something nefarious to you just because they could. They was in a position of power. You was out there hunting for food, hunters and gatherers, and somebody got jealous, like the old Abel and Cain story, and took you out of jealousy, pettiness, or envy, or out of anger. This is where I'm going for. I'm taking it back. My ancestor that was walking this planet and these things in that time, who was taken from their families too soon, violence and trauma. I pray for you. I bless you and I thank you for just existing. Utilize the energies of your lineage the proper way and instill somebody with the intelligence and the knowledge and the gifts that you had during your waking life so that they may be able to live out your purpose and in turn get a purpose of their own, because there's so many people out here without purpose because they don't know how to pray to the ancestors to get one. But here I am, naked as I stand, honoring you for blessing the world with your energy and your time and your talent and your treasure, your commitment your love, your compassion, your smile, your tears, your sorrow, your fears. The total ancestry that you were, the total person. We look at every aspect, and I thank you for it. The good, the bad, the ugly. It wasn't, I can't say it wasn't your time to go. Can't say that. But only thing I can say, we understand the pain and the sorrow for when you left. We understand the traumatic, the hole it left in so many of our hearts and the hearts of your direct loved ones. And I want to honor you and thank you for just existing. That's all I can do. And I'm saying, if you need to borrow a portion, a small fragment, because it's many of us out there, in order to get over your karmic debt, in order to get the hump, in order to get your message through to those who need that message, how about you do it? My children, the offspring, the bloodline, those that are gonna come after, long as we got this DNA and this ancestry link, somebody is gonna come through that's gonna hear your purpose. May not be today, may not be tomorrow. They're gonna come through that's gonna hear your purpose, hear your plight, and they're gonna do what they gotta do to make you happy, to make you whole, so that you can cross over and be the person you need to be the energy, the entity that can come back and help us. You know, I like to use the word thunder back, that can thunder back and come back and say, hey, that's the wrong thing you need to be doing. Do it this way. It's going to bring you prosperity. Do it this way. It's going to bring you salvation. Do it this way. It's going to keep you safe. Because some of us walking these tight ropes on thin lines, doing dumb shit that we don't understand. But if you come back and assist us, we won't have to go through no tragedy. We won't have to put our families through tragedy, our loved ones through tragedy, because we're going to learn from your mistakes or from your issues or from your traumatic experience. I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. I thank you for existing. So mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. Good people, this is what it's about. You heard it from me first. This is about the totality of an ancestor. It's not about just the ones that we can imagine 400 years ago. It's not the ones that we can imagine from Africa in the mud huts and with the colorful garb on. It's not about that. It's about the ones who walked with the dinosaurs, so-called dinosaurs. It's about the ones who sat up there and climbed that mountain. It's about the ones who was hunters and gatherers, running naked on the playing field, hunting animals and stuff. That's what it's about. And just to be clear, this prayer is for all our ancestors no matter what. But this prayer this morning is for the ones that was taken out of our lives tragically, that was taken from the lives of their loved ones throughout time and history tragically. These are the ones who still have purposes that they need to live out. And who's to say everybody's asking what their purpose is? Why don't you think about the purpose of them? Allow them to instill in you a purpose that they have knowledge of, inner workings, details, and let your purpose be their purpose. And in turn, both of y'all winning. You see how that go? Again, I didn't think I never meant to be a spiritualist. I wanted to be a motivational speaker, the one that could rival Les Brown. But here I am. Found out there was preachers in my lineage. Found out there was hoodoo workers in my lineage. Found out there was medicine men and medicine women in my lineage. I took their plight on unknowingly. They gave me a purpose. Again, I tell you guys, my spirit guide is a Haitian Loa. I don't speak a bit of Creole. My family is from Barbados. Now, why is a Haitian Loa connected to me, guiding me, talking to me? Because somewhere down the line, one of my ancestors went over there and did what they did and merged with that realm. And I was the one with the spiritual gift that they needed to usher a new era into the world. Why ask why? My ancestors gave me this purpose. The Baron answered the call, and now you got me. and I am giving what they telling me to do. I am being obedient because they will always protect me if I be obedient. All right, everybody. So I told you guys I had a great surprise for you. Now, it took me a while to find this picture, right? And I tried to blow it, highlight it the best I can. This is the lady who taught me. This is her at 32, 33 years old. I think we got that nose, man. This is my granny. This is her at a younger stage. She was beautiful. So, quick backstory. I told you, my grandma was a stripper back in her younger day, back in the 20s and shit. I guess that's how it was. That back then they just had on bra and panties. But grandma was a stripper. Granddaddy was a pimp. That's how they made our lineage, and my family ain't shit to be fucked with on that street level stuff. But but this right here is the lady who taught me everything. This is her beautiful self. This is Grandma Agunju. You see me? This is Grandma Agunju. The looks run in the family. We good looking motherfuckers, y'all. Ah, so yeah. The Baron got it honest, good people, but this is her at 32, 33 years old. She lived, I think, to be, I want to say 92. No, 89. 89. I'm sorry. She passed at 89, so she had a long, good life. I love it. So this is this is grandma. This is baby girl. She used to always say, "They go my big thick nigga." Every time I walk in the house, and I love that. She like, "Come here, you big thick nigga. Give me a hug," and she made me laugh so much with that. But that's who taught me what I know. That's who taught me. That's the lineage I come from. I love it. All right, everybody. I am finna go in here and old man status rub some liniment oil on my neck and shit because the Baron got me cramping so bad. He went hard last night. Oh my God. Oh, he went so hard. So I'm finna go in here and get the kinks out myself and do what I gotta do. Light him another candle, pour him another drink, and thank him. Say a prayer to him direct for just assisting me. You see the nose? That's grandma. She was that there. So I'm finna end this thing. All right, everybody. I'm the Baron telling you guys to trust the UN universe because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for my live premieres. They are pre-recorded. I must say that they are pre-recorded. And come into the chat. We got the livest chat group. It is on spiritual chat group. I mean, people are family there. It's small, but it's I'm gonna say it's intimate, but it's worth it. Come see if you can figure out what's going on with the client. I thank the people for allowing me to post their videos as content. I thank you so much. I redact the names and things, but I thank you so much for allowing me to post and to allow people to go through it because you never know what other problems somebody going through, and your reading may just help them in the time of need. So, people, I thank you again. Also, for the Patreons, I every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. I go live for 1 hour on Patreon and I give all my patrons one questions. They can ask Spirit one question and one question only. You type your answer into the your question into the text box, and I click down and I answer your question like that. It's so clean and it's so dedicated, and I give you that. That's for the Patreon. And then the second Saturday of every month, I go live on Patreon again, and that's where I be teaching various magical spells, various things about the esoteric and the occult. So that's the Patreon channel. But for everybody else, you guys can always catch me here on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live premieres. And every Monday, I do these ancestor prayers 9 a.m. in the morning, Lord's willing. All right, everybody. Again, I want you guys to take care. God bless and much love. And remember, it's all about the totality of your ancestors, not just a single one. You all have a great one.